Hello guys, good morning. Welcome back to another English class. Today we are starting our Unit 6 and the name for this is Crime Watch. So before starting the class, remember that you need your student's book on page 60 and 61. Remember that for using the student's book and completing the exercises, you need your pencil. So having this in mind, let's start. First of all, we're gonna read the text, which is a story, and we're gonna listen it. So please pay attention to the pronunciation. If you have any question in the vocabulary, you can ask the question in the section comment for Facebook. So let's listen this.
Monica and the House of Dogs.
Monica Lee was feeling bored. She looked in her lunchbox. A ham sandwich, 2 sausages and an apple. Boring. She was thinking about her lunch when an old woman entered her office. She was wearing a wet raincoat and carrying a broken umbrella.
Are you that detective girl?
She asked.
Yes, I am. How can I help you? My name's Abigail Clark. I can't sleep, and I'm very upset. They're keeping dogs in the house next door, and they're very noisy. Help me, please.
Monica sighed. This was no job for a #1 detective, but it was better than nothing,
Okay.
she said.
Where do you live, Abigail?
Monica grabbed her lunch, her mobile and her jacket, and left the office. An hour later, she was standing outside an ugly house on the edge of town. It was raining. It was getting dark. And she couldn't hear a thing. But then, a big white shape jumped up at the window and barked.
That's weird.
Thought Monica.
That's Jake, my friend Lucy's dog. He went missing yesterday. What's he doing here?
She knocked at the door. There was no reply. She tried the handle, and the door opened. She felt nervous, but she decided to go in. The room was empty, except for a table with a pile of notes. Each one said,
You want your dog? Meet me at... And don't forget the money.
She rushed into the next room. Jake was wagging his tail happily. There were lots of other dogs in there too. She saw a big wardrobe in the corner. She looked inside it and found a suitcase full of money. This was serious. Monica was reaching for her mobile when she heard voices. She was frightened, so she climbed into the wardrobe and closed the door. Two men entered the room. All the dogs started barking,
These stupid dogs are always hungry.
said one man. Let them stay hungry, Sammy. Their owners can feed them when they pay us the money.
Why is that white dog staring at the wardrobe?
I don't know, Sammy. Look inside.
Okay, after listening and reading this lesson, let's go to the exercise 1, where it said read the text. We did it already. Look at the picture and answer the questions. So let's read question number 1 says, who's the young woman? For answering the questions, para responder la pregunta, who's the young woman, you have to do it in a complete sentence. You have to use a complete sentence. The young woman is, what's the name? What's her name? The young woman is Monica. Okay. Number 2 mentions what's her job. And again, we have to write complete answers. She is a number 1 detective. So she's a detective. Number 3 says, where is she? And we have to say she is in her office. 4. Do you think she knows the old woman? She doesn't know the old woman. So we have the answers for these questions. And now let's continue with the comprehension activity. It says read the study skill, then read the story and number the events to put them in the correct order. So we have to put these events from A to H in order. And you have the number 1. Before that, we need to read the study skill. It says putting events in order, read the story carefully, and make sure you understand it. Then read the list and find the corresponding events in the story. Finally, number the events in the list and then check it for mistakes. Okay, so it is given the number 1, that is letter G. A woman, here in the arrow, aquí in letter G, a woman entered Monica's office. That's number 1. What do you think it's number 2? Can you choose number 2? Let's see. Number 2 is, okay, the letter A, we have the 5, 8, 3, 4, 2, 6, and 7. So number 2 we have Monica decided to help the woman. And another event that happened after is the number 3. She saw a white shaping window in the window. Number 4, she saw Jake wagging his tail. Number 5, Monica found a note on the table. Number 6, she discovered money inside a suitcase. Number 7, she heard men enter the house. And finally, number 8, she hid inside the wardrobe. And we have the full answers for this exercise. Now, let's go forward to the exercise 4. It says, write answers to questions 1 to 4, then discuss questions 5 to 7. So we have basically to answer this. First questions mention, why did Monica accept the job? ¿Por qué Mónica aceptó el trabajo? This is a very easy question. Why did Monica accept the job? Number 2, why was Jake at the house? Number 3, why did dogs start barking when the men entered in the room? And number 4, why did the men decide to look inside the wardrobe? Do you know what's the wardrobe? El guardarropa? Barking means ladrar. The dogs start barking. And basically, let's see. What are the suggested answers? It says for number 1, Monica accepts the job because it's better than nothing. Number 2, Jake was in the house because he would be stolen. The dogs started barking because they were hungry. And 4, the men decided to look inside the wardrobe because Jake was looking at it. So, and what happened next? What does Monica do now? That's in number 5. Number 6, can she escape? Number 7, how does the story end? And for this, we have the following answers. She sends a text message to the police. She throws her lunch at the 2 men and all the dogs run to eat it. And 7, the police arrive in time and congratulate Monica for her work. So basically we have all the answers for this exercise. And we have here finally the word zone, verbs of perception, verbos de percepción. They are actually not actions that we can see. No son acciones que podamos ver. For example, feel, sentir. It's not something that you can see. No es algo que puedas ver. Hear. It's also an action that you cannot see. See. This one is weird. Es una acción. Ver es una acción que no puedes realmente ver cómo se hace. Okay, smell, that's another perception action. And taste, another one. We cannot see these actions. We feel it only. So, we usually use can with these verbs. I can see a bus. Not I see a bus. Okay, we use them with the modal can. And finally, yes. Let's complete this exercise. It says, number 1, it was dark and I couldn't see anything. Number 2, can you smell that smoke? Something's burning. Number 3, can you hear that crying noise? It's a baby. Number 4, I felt a hand on my shoulder and I turned round. Number 5, I saw an accident on my way to school yesterday. Number 6, did you put any salt in the soup? I can't taste any. Too much salt. And well, basically, this is all. Please don't forget this. Send the evidence of both pages. 60 to 61. 61. Okay, so have a good day. This is all for today. Goodbye.